Today we will see yeah unit testing of an Python module. How can we do the unit testing? Um, Before going into that, we can see a brief information about unit testing. Basically, unit testing is the one if suppose a developer is creating a module with maybe a 10 functions or 20 functions and maybe a class with different methods. If the module has been developed by a developer, it has to be validated or tested. For example, in a real time, we may have the application may have maybe more than one module. It can be something like a 20 plus modules can be present in an um, application development. Each module has been developed by a particular developer or a group of developers. Then that particular module has to be validated or tested in a unit module level so that that can be easier to integrate, so that this module is already tested with these test cases. This will not fail during this integration. That we can able to confirm with the help of unit testing. In order to do the Python module unit testing, we have an module called unit test, which is an unit testing framework based on JUnit, and it has very major test component in other languages as well. And in case of Python, unit test comes along with the Python as a standard module. For example, we no need to install anything like a pip3 install. Once we install the Python into the system, this unit test module will come similar to OS sys kind of a module. This unit test module will be available uh, inside the Python itself. Basically, it supports the following operations, something like test automation, and we can do the testing in an automated manner, and we can do the sharing of setup and shutdown codes of test cases. For example, we can take an example. If suppose we wanted to do a test, we will do the setup and then we will do the all the testing. After the testing, it can be the whatever we have done the setup that can be cleared down. Basically, this unit test has the flexibility of setup, sharing, and shutting down the different test cases is available over here. That we will see how we can do that, the test case setup and shutting down. And unit test has the flexibility to aggregate multiple test cases into a collection, so that it can able to do that, perform the different variety of test cases. It can able to do that accordingly. And unit test provides an independence, something like independence of testing from reporting features. Basically, that we will see one by one on this uh, over here. Yeah, here we have an unit test which can be done in an object-oriented way. Something like it has different features and different uh, methods and different cases are available for the unit test. We shall start with that text fixes. It's something like text fixes is the preparation need to be performed to do one or more test cases. Basically, tests, and we can term something like each. For example, we are passing, yeah, we can take an example of finding a bigger number in A and B, and we are passing a value, two values, and we are confirming that it performs well. It's something like each test case. For example, we can say that if we take uh, a mobile phone kind of application, that it has something like whether we can able to make a call, we can whether the SMS is receiving, like that each, or something like a test cases basically over here. And the similar way, if suppose we wanted to have some kind of a test suite in the sense something like we wanted to validate the call related functionalities, or some group of functionalities is called test suite. For example, if we take an Android mobile phone and we wanted to do the testing of call related features, something like whether call is going, the conference we can able to put, and whether the we can able to hold the call, we can able to cut the call, all those things can be combined like a test suite, which is something related to one group of testing, that is called test suite basically. And we have an test runner. Test runner is the one which has the component which does the execution of multiple test cases and provides an outcome for the test cases basically. We will see that how we can do the testing in a practically, that we can start with the sample over here. We wanted to do the test case something like, it's something like whether it is test is 0, test is true, or test is false. Three test cases we are going to follow here. Maybe I'm going to write a code over here, and maybe we can do, I'm going to create a new one. New Python file, maybe unit test 1.py over here. And once it is done, maybe I'm going to do import unit test. And then once it is done, maybe we can do a class. I'm going to create a class with that something like a test. It's something like we can do that division of number over here. And here it has to, this class has must be must be a child class of unit test basically. That in order to do that, we can use unit test dot test case. This the unit test dot test case is the base class, and whatever we are going to run the test case, which will be a child class basically. In that, we are going to define something like test. Whatever be the test cases, it should be start with test underscore, like that. The function member function should start with the test case. Member function should start with that test underscore in case of unit test module. I'm going to create test is 0 of self, and maybe we have the option something like self dot assert. We have the different options to handle assert in, assert is, assert less, and assert logs, assert almost equals, assert count equals, dictionary equals, and we have assert equals, and different kind of things that we can able to use. Assert is false, and assert if it is greater, assert greater equal, and is instance. Like that, we can use the different test cases according to our need, and maybe we can also use them our operator symbols accordingly. And I'm going to use something like assert equals sorry, assert equals something like I'm going to do an expression over here, and 2 mod 2 should be 0. If suppose it is failed, then the test cases will be failed over here. I'm just going to run with the simple test cases. Maybe I'm going to run this over here, and if I'm going to do name equals main underscore main over here equals, if it is a main function, then maybe we can do that unit test dot main over here. Unit test dot main over here. Yes. That. Now we will see, I'm going to run this test case. The test is 0. Maybe we will see how it behaves. And I'm going to run unit test 1. Yeah. It has run one test cases and the result is okay. It's something like the test cases run and 2 mod 2 will be 0. And if suppose we do something like 2 mod 2, the expected result is 1, then it's a false case. I'm trying to get it to show that false case. Yeah. In case of this, that the expected is 1, but whatever we got the value is 0. 0, since 0 is not equal to 1, it says that this test cases is failed, and failed test cases, failures or one test cases is failed over here. And we can see that the information about test failed case, test is 0 over here. The similar way, this is something like a very simple example over here, and maybe we can do that the similar way. For example, test uh, uh, is true or false, that we can do. And for example, we can do self dot assert equals something like we can give something like 2 divided by 1 equals 2. Then we can check whether it is true, and if it is true, then it should be fine, else it will create an error over here. And maybe we can do the similar way, we can do another division, something like test is false and def test is false over here, and the we have the self dot assert assert false over here, and the expression 2 divided by 1 equals 10 over here. And for example, maybe instead of that, maybe we can use a function assert true, and we can divide something like 2 divided by 1, then equals 2. It should be 2, and we can use the same over here. And whenever we are going to run, we have the 3 test cases over here that it has to be executed. For example, I'm going to run this. Now we got 3, it has the 3 test cases. 3 test cases are executed, and we got the output of OK over here, that we got the 3 test cases got executed. This is something like simply we are doing a manipulation in our function. And if suppose we wanted to do an the validation of another module, that we can able to do that, maybe I'm going to create functions over here. Maybe I'm going to create a new Python file, and which is going to do maybe we can use the same one, the findbug.py, and it has the function find big, which means something like a greater than b, then it should return true, and a less than b, if it is not greater, it should return false. Maybe we can use this function as a module, and we can how can we validate this function with the different arguments that we will see over here. Maybe I'm going to create a new one, unit test 2.py over here, and once it is done, I'm going to do import unit test and then import find bug over here. And once it is done, maybe we can do something like a class test case. The test cases is something like a finding bigger, find big number. Number is the test case, and it has to be the base class of unit test case over here. And maybe we can do we can start creating the test maybe a def, and then a test underscore is bigger over here, and maybe we can do self dot assert equal something like, we can pass something like a find bug dot find big. Maybe we are going to pass something like I am going to use the get the input. For example, a equals integer of input over here, and then b equals integer of input over here. And maybe we can use something like a find big a comma b. Then for example, we can provide the different arguments, and we can validate that function is working fine or not. That we can able to see that whenever we are a b, that we can be able to use something like a true. And this is something like it's to provide something like a bigger test cases that we can able to confirm over here. And maybe we have the option something like we can do def test is not bigger, of self, and maybe we can use the same functions over here. Yeah, this we have, and maybe I'm going to do instead of that, maybe then we can directly give the a comma b. I'm going to do 10 comma 5. It has to provide something like that, and maybe self dot assert false, and I'm find sorry, yeah, yeah, over here find bug dot find big. I'm going to give 5 comma 10, so that this will be a false case, and it has to be something like a def test underscore is something like is a true case over here. And I'm going to use something like a self dot assert and true, and find bug dot find big, maybe 23 comma 5. Like that we can give different arguments, and maybe we can create the test cases with the help of over here if underscore underscore we have the option to give name over here, equals main, and we have the option to start with that main function. We have unit test dot main over here. This is something like we are importing a find bug is the module, and we are going to validate the function which is present in the module. Find bit is the function which is present in the find bug module that we are going to validate over here. Now I am going to run the unit test cases. Yeah, it has been run with the 3 test cases, and it says all our 3 test cases are working fine, that we can able to create with the test cases. For example, maybe we can define another module, something like we can say something like define a new module, and it has to provide some kind of information, something we can say maybe a data frame is the module. We can have something like a data 1.py over here, and data f dot data frame 1.py over here. In this, I am going to use an panda to create a data frame, and for that I'm having the functions import pandas as pd, and I'm going to define a function def export IXL to data frame df equals over here, and we are going to give file name. I'm going to pass the file name over here, and it has to do the operations, something like it has to read from that file name. For example, here we are going to use the file name over here, name over here, and then we can use some kind of a option, something like we can return the df over here. Yeah, I'm going to return df over here, and maybe we can use this to call an another test case over here, something like unit test case 3, and I'm going to define the unit test case 3 over here, unit test 3.py, and it has to use something like import unit test, and then import something like our module which has to be tested is something like a data frame 1 is the module. I'm going to import that module, and class, maybe my test case is test something like test data frame loading over here, and the option is unit test dot test case over here. And once it is done, maybe I'm going to define a function something like test case underscore is loading over here, and we have the test case. I'm going to do that loading something like self dot assert equals something like we can have data frame 1 dot export excel to pdf, and we can give the operation something like the operation name and the file name I'm going to give is a sample1 over here, whether it has been able to load or not. That we can able to do that with the help of unit test 3 over here, and it has to the function output should be not equals none over here, and it should be true. It should not be none over here, and maybe if suppose some cases I'm going to give test maybe we can do the option something like I wanted to handle that error cases, something like I'm going to do try, and we have the option to handle, and we have the exception over here, except exception, and in case of exception, I'm going to return null over here. I'm going to return none over here, and maybe we can check whether it is none, and in cases that we have got the true, and in case we are giving the file which is not available expecting a false output, maybe I'm going to give something like a self dot asset false and data frame one dot export, and maybe I'm giving something like a not existing file, not existing dot xlx I'm going to give, which is not existing. In that case, it has to return not equals to none, basically. That in that case, I'm going to do not equal to none, and it should be a false case because the file is not present. It is going to return false. We are expecting the output also a false, which is an expected one over here. And maybe we can have something like a def test is something you can say true. The file load failure, and maybe we can do that with the help of, if suppose we wanted to do the load failure and assert dot maybe assert false, and insert that I'm going to give export, and maybe I'm going to give a file something like a maybe I'm going to give test.mp4 is the file I'm going to give, and maybe we can check for none, not equal to none. Yeah, we can expect that over here, and maybe we can run that application, run the test cases with the underscore main, sorry, underscore name equals underscore main over here, and we have the option something like a unit test dot something like a main function, main of over here. Now we will see we are validating a data frame one.py. We are providing the three test cases, one with the actual file which contains the data that it should return that, and the data frame has to be created in a proper manner, and we have to expect not equal to none, then which means something like a data frame loaded properly, and we if it is not equal to none, data frame loaded properly, which the true case, and we are giving something like the not existing file, and which the file is not existed, and we are expecting the data to be false, and we are expecting a none, and we are going to check with the not equal to none that we are checking, and we have the option something like a loading a not XLS, not a Excel file. We are trying to load an MP4 file on as a Panda in the data frame. How it behaves, that we will see over here. Now, whenever we run, maybe we gone up to unit test 3 over here, run. It's loading. We got the test cases. It's something like test is loading not equal to none, is a dot bool, and we got the test case. Two test cases are paused, and one test case we have got a assert, and which is something like a data frame of sample XLS dot file. Maybe we can check whether it contains sample XLX file for testing dot XLSX over here, and we are passing that value, and it should be assert equals uh, mm, maybe we can have something like uh, assert true, and maybe I'm going to do something like over here, and it's just checking with that data frame one, which basically loads the file name into read Excel file name into DF, and maybe we can check over here, print the exception as error, and we will see what is the error we are getting, and exception and over here dot format of error over here. And now we are going to run this unit test 3.py over here, and we will see. Yeah, we got the file something like is no such file or directory in case of a not existing file, and in case of a test.mp4 it has something like we got an exception, something like unsupported format over here, and for this we got the we got output over here in the PD, and we are returning the sorry, we are returning the data frame over here, and once the data frame is received, and we can check it's not equal to none, and maybe uh, df equals something like control X over here, and then df dot uh, in case of series, and we have something like a dictionary, and we have the options df not equals none over here, and which means a true case over here that we will see. Okay, it's not compatible with this one. That maybe we can the data frame can be checked whether it is a empty or it can be a none value over here, and maybe we can do that with the help of the option. It provides as a true if not expression, uh, it's a non-zero, and the truth value of data frame is ambiguous. Use an empty or an, yeah, df dot empty over here. uh, df dot empty equals true. It should be something like maybe I am going to do print df dot empty over here, and maybe we can validate how it behaves, and I'm going to run. Yeah, it's something like df.empty. In case here we got loaded with the values, and it should be something like a false. Since we have loaded the case, loaded the sample.xls file contains the real data, and it has been loaded into the data frame, and data frame dot empty will returns true in case of that data frame is empty, and in case of false if it contains the data. That because of that we need to check, we are checking with that the return value should be a false, expected value is false. I'm going to check with that asset equal to false over here, and now we can confirm that the three test cases are run successfully. And the first test case, it's having the valid test case, and it has a valid data file, and it has the capable to load a data frame into the load that Excel sheet of data into the data frame, and the data frame can be able to create exactly that, and we should get that particular data frame with the correct values. It should not be an empty data frame, and we are validating that whether that empty is false. In case the false, that the data frame is loaded properly, that test case is successful. And we are having that option something like trying to load which is an not existing file into the data frame, and we got the error something like it's no such file or directory, and just the function it returns a none value which is unexpected over here. And something like we have the option to load that uh, unsupported format or a file into the Panda to create a data frame. We are trying to load an MP4 video data into it, and it cannot able to do that. It just throws an exception, and we are getting a none output, and this has been validated with this over here. These are all the three test cases we have done with this, and we can able to execute the three test cases. In a similar way, with the similar to this find bug and data frame, we may have a module which we have developed with the multiple functions, or maybe different classes with different methods, that we can able to do the unit test cases, test validation with the help of unit test module in Python over here. Is this fine? Shall we move forward? Yeah. Yeah. Then we have the option to add something like a different one with the similar way we can do that, whether it is a upper test case or lower test case, that we can able to do that. For example, we have the option to validate, for example, it's something like I'm going to do that something def test the is upper test case over here, and maybe I'm going to receive a input of over here, and maybe once it is done, maybe I'm going to do self dot assert equal, maybe assert true, maybe assert true or false, maybe assert true, and I'm going to do a dot uh, is upper. That I'm going to check whatever be the entered value is upper cases or not, and maybe def test cases is lower case, and maybe a equals input, and maybe self dot assert true, and a is lower over here. That we can able to validate these different functions, and I'm going to run this test case now. It will wait for getting an input over here, and maybe there is no indications. Maybe I'm going to put something like a print uh, uppercase over here, and enter uppercases, and we can say something like a print of enter lowercase over here, and maybe I'm going to do running again and enter the lowercase, and maybe I'm going to enter it over here, maybe Hariharan over here, and I'm going to enter the uppercase. I'm going to do Hariharan in a capital over here, and it's something like it has the 5 test cases, and all the test cases are fine. And if suppose we have entered some wrong values over here, entered lower cases, in that I did something like Hariharan like this over here, and maybe in uppercase I did Hariharan like this. Then we have the option something like we got the 2 test cases failed, and which is something like 2 test cases or test is lower and the test is upper, like that. It's something we can able to make the test cases whether it can be successful or depends upon the data that we can able to pass into that particular module or variable string values accordingly over here. Then we have the option something like we have the option to the same way we have the option something like for example self dot assert we can give the option assert true, false over here, equal over here, and we have almost equal and almost equals, count equal, and first and second argument counts are equal, and dictionary contains subset or not, that we can able to check. And a dictionary equals, for example, we can define 2 dictionaries and we can able to confirm that. Maybe we can add a test case over here, and maybe I'm going to define 2 dictionaries maybe in over here, and which is something like dictionary D1 is something dictionary should be created with curly braces over here, and I'm going to give name colon something like Hari, and comma something we can add something like a age, maybe marks over here, and which has 60 over here, and we can validate something like I'm going to do same thing, and with a D1 over here. And here I'm going to do in the unit test case, a dictionary is equal. I'm going to do the test case def test is dict equal over here, and I'm going to do something like self dot assert dict dict equal, and I'm going to do something like data frame 1 dot d1 comma data frame 1 dot d2. Two dictionaries we are passing, and we should expect both the dictionaries are equal that we are going to run this. Yeah, maybe Hariharan, and then we have the option something like Hariharan over here, and we run the 6 test cases, and we got something like a dictionary. Both the dictionaries are equal. This can be used something like in a form. For example, we can load the different data, and we can confirm that both the data are equal, and test cases generates the output are equal, that we can able to validate with the help of assert dictionary equal. The same way we can do something like a def uh, is over here, and maybe we have the option, another option something like assert dix equal, almost equal, count equals the first argument and second argument are equals, and greater in case a and b are greater than equal, and in which for example this member is present in this container or not. That kind of a test case can be done, and expression 1 and expression 2 both are same or not, and instance whether something like this is the instance of this class or not, that we can able to validate, and is none is something like object can be given whether it is a none or not, that we can able to validate. Is not equal to expression 1 and expression 2 both are not equals, not none, and less than, less equal, list equal, both the list are equals or not, that we can able to validate with this. And a similar way we have the multi-line equal, and not almost equals over here, not equal, not equals, not in. For example, this member not present in that container, in that case this test case is true. In case of if it is present, this test case is false over here. That similar way we have lot of test cases, that something like a sequence are equal, set are equal, tuples are equal, warnings are equal. Like that we have the different option, different test cases, and we can generate the validate the test cases accordingly with the option something like assert, different asserts operations. And once it is done with the simple test cases, then we have the option to use some kind of a test suite that we can use something like, for example, we wanted to create a, for example, we wanted to create something like uh, the collection of test cases to be executed in one suit, something like, for example, we wanted to do that division related, the module has to be validated whether with the arguments are fine or not, that argument validation, and something like functional validation, and something like we have the we have something like a loaded the for example, we have the data frame we wanted to validate with the light simple Excel data, that can be done, and we wanted to try multiple files to be loaded and all are becoming success or not, that we wanted to validate. All those things can be done with the help of a test suite by creating a multiple test cases, and it can be run as a test suite accordingly. That we will see how can we run this, the test code over here. And for example, in order to use the test suite, we have to, we will do that unit test dot test suite that we will use over here. And I'm going to run, I'm going to create a new file, which is something like a new file test suite 1.py over here. And inside that, I'm going to do import unit test over here. Once it is done, maybe I'm going to do that. The earlier we have created something like a test cases. Unit test 1 is one test case, and unit test 2 is another test case. Unit test 3 is another test case. For example, we wanted to club that into a suite that we can able to do that test suite. I'm going to use test division number is the class. I'm going to take it, this class over here, import unit test 1 over here, and I'm going to create a function. Def is the function that it can be used. For example, suite is the function over here. And inside that, I'm going to create something like a suite equals unit test dot test suite is the one I'm going to create. Once it is created, maybe I'm going to use something like a suite, for example, suite dot maybe add test, that we can able to do that with the add test over here. And inside that, we am going to do something like a the class as that we are going to add over here from unit test 1. I'm going to do import something like test division of number, that I'm going to import over here. And once it is done, I am going to use the test division of number. And inside the test division, we have the different test cases: is 0, is true, and is false. I'm going to change this as a is 0 so that it will be easier to have. I'm going to check is 0. And I'm going to add another test case into it. Sorry. Yeah. We have the another test case. I'm going to add something like suite dot add test and test division number. And the thing is something like is, it has the value is true is the another test case. Basically that the test case should start with the test underscore, and the rest of the things is termed as a test case name. Basically, this is something like a test case name is 0, and we have the test case name is true, and we have the test case name is false, that we are going to use it over here. And the similar way, I'm going to use suite dot add test and test division something like is false over here. And once it is added, maybe I'm going to return a suite over here. And after that, maybe I'm going to do something like a name equals underscore main over here. Yeah. Now, maybe I'm going to create a test runner, that it's something like a, I'm going to do runner equals unit test dot test runner over here. And using the runner, I'm going to do runner dot run that suite of run. Sorry. Yeah. It basically runs this function, runner basically run this function which creates the multiple test suits, and it will get executed with the suits of test cases, for example, over here. And I'm going to run this. Sorry, I run unit test 3. Maybe I need to run the test suit 1. Now we will see. I'm going to stop. I'm going to run this one. Run test suit 1 over here. Yeah. Unit test does not have, sorry, yes, text test runner. Yeah. I'm going to run this suit. We have test underscore. Test underscore over here. I'm going to run this test suit. Yeah, it's something like we ran the 3 test cases of test division, and we got the output over here. If suppose the difference is different things, or something like we wanted to do the combinations, that we can able to do that. For example, is 0 is true and is false, and again is true. I'm going to check like that. Similar way, I'm going to add another one with the is 0, like that. If suppose we wanted to do that, collections or combinations of multiple test cases can be created with the help of test suite. Basically over here I'm going to run this, and now we got run with the 5 test cases. All the test cases are success, that we can able to do that. The similar way we can multiply or combine that multiple modules test cases into one unit test cases. For example, I'm going to use from unit test 3, I'm going to do import something like test data frame load, and maybe I'm going to use something like I'm going to add this suit dot add test, and maybe test data frame load, and I'm going to do, we have the option unit test, which I'm going to check test is loading is fine or not, and maybe, yeah. The similar way we can use another one from, sorry, unit test 2, and I'm going to import something like a test find bigger number, and maybe I'm going to give the unit test 2 test is bigger or not, that I'm going to add it over here in the test suite over here. Test suite over here, and I'm going to do suite dot add test, and test data frame, test find bigger number, and inside that I'm going to use the unit test 2, and which is something like a test is bigger, that I'm going to do over here, which basically that the suite can be created with multiple module test cases and a combination of test cases, and irrespective of, for example, I will test this one and again another one and combinations, it can do that, so that the module integrate, if suppose we have done this complete unit test cases of different modules, then the module has been validated separately, and during the integration we may have, or we may get very limited number of errors if suppose that we done the unit testing in a good manner, and then there is a lesser chances during the integration issue and during the integration test errors, that it has after the bugs after the integration will be very lesser basically. Because of that, we are doing the unit testing, and the combination of unit testing. In order to create a combination of unit testing, we will use a terminology called test suite, which is a collection of test cases basically. I'm going to run this. This has the three test case over here, test division number and test data frame load, and we have the test find number, all those things over here. I'm going to run this. Yeah, it has the run the 7 test cases. All test cases are paused over here. And we will move forward with this over here. And if suppose we wanted to skip some of the test cases, for example, we wanted to skip some of the test cases which we know, something like if suppose I'm going to do that, skipping the test case over here. And for example, I'm going to create a unit test 4.py, unit test 4.py over here, and maybe we can do something like import unit test, and then I'm going to create a class test skip equals unit test dot test case over here, and yes, okay, it's not related to me, and maybe the test case define something like test is 0 over here, and maybe if suppose I'm going to use your test case something like maybe we have the something like yeah, here clear import platform dot platform dot maybe Python version over here 3.6.8, that is an Python version over here. And maybe if suppose I wanted to do something like the test case, maybe I'm going to use self dot assert something like I'm going to use something like assert true in case of 2 divided by 2 equals 1 over here. The same way I'm going to do another one, test is false over here, and maybe I'm going to do self dot assert of false, maybe 10 divided by 4 equals maybe 5 I'm going to give over here, and if underscore name over here equals maybe main underscore main over here, and we have the unit test dot main over here. I'm going to main is the function I'm going to execute. Now we have the option something like run, not the run test suite. We have to run the unit test case 4. Now we got something like we got 2 test cases are executed, and if suppose we wanted to skip the test cases, we have to use the method called we have to use the something like unit test dot skip over here with the at symbol, unit test dot skip, and maybe I'm going to do something like the skipping the test case over here. And now we will see how it behaves. And I'm going to run this. It's something like it has been run 2 test cases, and okay, we got the response. And one test case, in the 2 test cases, one test case got skipped. Maybe I'm going to use another one. For example, def test is true test case, and maybe I'm going to use something like self dot assert true. Maybe uh, uh, I'm going to give something like a the true option. 4 by 4 equals 1 over here. And maybe if suppose I wanted to skip in case of an anything that was deferred, that we wanted to check, that can be done. Maybe I'm going to define a variable. I'm going to define a variable over here, integer, var equals 10 over here, and I'm going to do check. And if suppose at unit test dot skip skip if condition var uh, less than 10 over here. Sorry, less than, maybe I'm going to give variable 1, and if it is less than 10, and this test case has to be skipped. For example, I'm going to run the unit test case. Oh, it has to be 2 arguments, and maybe I will check skip if and condition variable less than 10 comma reason skipping over here. That I'm going to run this. Yeah, 3 test cases in this, 2 test cases are skipped. One is direct skip and another one is a conditional skip. I'm going to use a variable name 11. This test case will not be get skipped over here, and maybe the test case got skipped is uh, a test case which is got skipped is 1. For example, we can use something like I'm going to use import, in which cases we can use this, the conditional test case skipping. I'm going to use platform over here, and we have the version, and I have the version over here, which is something like the option platform dot Python version over here, and I'm going to skip this version is lesser than something like a 3.5.0. This cases maybe we have 3.6.8. If suppose this version has to be skipped in case of 3.5 lesser than 3.5, maybe I'm going to give 2. In case of a Python version 2.7, then this test case has to be skipped. Like that, if we wanted to do that, we can able to do that with this help. And now we have the 3 test cases, and 1 test case is skipped, which is an direct skip, and another one is conditional statement. In case of Python version is lesser than this test case has to be skipped, but our Python version is 3.6, and because of that, this test case does not got skipped over here. And this is something like depends upon the platform, depends upon the platform, or depends upon the OS, depends upon the hardware, depends upon the system we wanted to not to run these test cases. We can remove that particular test cases from our unit testing basically over here. The similar way we can do something like kind of a expected failure. We know something like, if suppose we are doing a development from sorry, okay, yeah, please raise a hand if suppose you have any doubts during this session. And for example, we wanted to do something like expected failures test cases, and if wanted to do something like that, maybe we can do with the help of over here. And maybe I'm going to create an test case, something like def test failure over here, and I'm going to do self dot assert equal 1 comma 0. The expression 1 will not equal to 0 whenever we run these test cases, and I'm going to run these test cases, and we got the failures, and the test failure, which is something like the value is the expression is 1 and which is not equal to 0. Because of that, we got this test cases failed. And maybe if suppose we thought that this is an expected failure that we are expecting, in that case, maybe I'm going to use some kind of a word, something like a unit test dot expected failure denotation, so that the test case will be denoted like a expected failure, so that this will not be considered like a module testing failure. This is something like this failure is expected. This will not be treated like a failed test case basically over here. I'm going to run this. Now we got something like uh, 4 test cases are run and 1 is skipped in this 5 test cases. For example, test 0, test we have 4 test cases: is 0, is false, is true, and test failure. And in these 4 test cases, 1 test case is skipped because of this direct skip, and 1 test case is a conditional. We have 3.6 that got executed over here, and another one is expected failure. This test case may generate a failure in this platform. In that case, we can put something like a expected failure. For this expected failure may be needed, for example, that module functionality is still in the development, or it may be that particular failure is already we got in during the previous testing, and still it was not fixed by the developer. And in that case that we can make that particular test case as the expected failure, so that it runs the complete test cases in the system basically. Yeah. Yeah. And we have the option something like if suppose we wanted to do the text fixtures, something like in order to do the text fixtures and shutting down the functions, then we have the option something like to create a functions called def setup is the function that we can able to do with the help of over here. And maybe I'm going to do pause. It's a simple one. The similar way during the shutdown, what it has to happen that we can do over here with the tear down function over here. Maybe I'm going to put a print operations to be done during shutdown of test case over here, and we have to print the setting up of test fixtures over here. That if suppose we wanted to initialize some data for this text fixtures, for example, we wanted to log something in the array or list, then maybe we can initialize the array over here or list over here. Basically, this is the setup is the location that can be used basically to set up the text fixtures, and tear down is the one which has to be cleaned up after all the test cases are run basically. Now if suppose we run this test case, and we got the output something like testing of setting for that the test fixtures will be get executed each and every time the test cases is running. For example, we have 4 test cases. In that, one test cases is skipped. We are going, it has going to run 3 test cases. That in that case, it has been setting up the test fixture and cleaning up again, setting up again for the test case. For example, we are running this. The test cases is zero, is false, is true, failure, and is false will be get skipped. And instead, whenever it wanted to do the is zero, is true, and failure, and each before each test cases to be run, it sets up with the setup, and after completion of test case, it clear down with the tear down functions basically. Yeah, if suppose whatever we wanted to do before and after that particular after the test case, that we need to give in the setup and tear down functions basically over here. Uh, this provides complete information about how can we get started with the unit testing of Python module in a Python with the help of the module name unit test over here. Basically, we have the something like a unit test, which is an unit testing framework, and it supports to do the test automation, and it has the option to set up test setup and clear tear down of the test cases, and we can do the collection of test cases as a suite, and we can able to run the test suites accordingly. And we have the option in to run in a object oriented way, something like a text fixtures, that is a setup and tear down function that can be used for preparation to be done for the test case, and the cleanup operation to be done after the test case. And we have the individual unit testing cases, something like a test case, and we have the test suite, which provides something like a collection of multiple test cases, and the test runner, which can be used to run the test suites accordingly over here. Basically, this provides an getting started with the unit testing of the Python module. Please feel free to ping me if you have any doubts over here. Yeah, maybe we can wind up this session if it does not have any doubts, and you can ping me on WhatsApp if you in case if you have any doubts over here. Thank you. Thanks for your time.